The Acoustic Guitar Project supports musicians around the world. But those aren't the only artists involved in the project. Jack Bocchino is our photographer in Syracuse. He shot the album cover and all the artists since the project started there in 2014.
Jack, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. It's been 4 years since I've been up here. You have photographed 30 artists for the Acoustic Guitar Project in Syracuse.
Honored to do so.
You thought the project was going to be a big thing when you heard about it.
It just seemed like something different. I've been in studios. We have a world-class studio here in Syracuse. I've been in there. I see what they can do to fix things. I do photography. I know what can be done to fix a photograph. But to throw this concept out there that you're not going to have time to fix anything. You're going to put this into a rudimentary recorder with no ability to edit it in any way, and you're going to upload it, and you're going to do the whole thing in 7 days.
Are there any other memorable moments that you've had being involved with the project? Any things that stand out for you?
Just the interactions, being able to meet the musicians on a one-on-one basis. The first couple of musicians I did were on the fly. You know, Jeffrey called me up. He said, I'm going to be handing the guitar over to a particular songwriter. I photographed him at the point where they were exchanging, you know, where he was giving him the guitar. Long around probably the third songwriter, you know, I realized that they have zones, they have areas, they have, you know, special places. And I started telling the musicians, please, you pick a location. Because a lot of them wanted, you know, tell me where to be. And it's like, no, you pick a location that is special to you, your music, your writing, your family life, whatever it is that drives you. In some cases we did them in parks, in some cases we did them in neighborhoods where a musician got their first gig. A couple of musicians have home studios. We did one, the gentleman had gold records on the wall. I believe that's the first time I'd ever seen a gold record that close up. Doing the photography benefited me probably more than the project. I mean, it helped me grow, it helped me learn how to interact with these musicians. It's just, I wish I had taken notes. I had one musician several years ago, and these were the kind of little stories that I was going to mention if they weren't in any way embarrassing to the musician, but we got down to the end of his week and there was only like a 10-minute overlap. I was going out of town and I says, look, I can meet you. He told me where he wanted to go. And I says, I can meet you there. I says, but I can't stay more than 10 minutes. You better be on time. And he was actually there early. And we did the shoot in 10 minutes. I put the camera back in the car and I went out of town. When I looked at the pictures the next day, I didn't like them. I sent them to him. I sent him an apology and I says, they're gritty, they're grainy, they're dark. And he looked at them and he emailed me back and he says, they're perfect. He says, did you listen to the song? And I says, no. And the song was about a guy who was a little roadworthy. You know, he was loading in through the kitchen. The changing room was in the basement next to the furnace, you know, and he was missing his family's life. He was out on the road, and he wanted dark, and he wanted gritty. That helped me realize that a lot of these musicians, they have something in mind. I have to figure out what it is. They have to, you know, communicate that to me in a way that I can hopefully transform that to a photograph. It was definitely a learning experience. I think it's helped me approach other photo opportunities a little bit different.
How so?
I look more at the person who they are than I did before. I mean, before I was shooting concerts, I was shooting bands, I was shooting musicians, but now I'm shooting Jeffrey, I'm shooting Wendy, I'm shooting, you know, these people have names. They have, you know, we've interacted. I know a little bit more about them.
How does that change things for you as a photographer?
I think we always use the expression looking at the big picture. I think this truly made me look at bigger pictures. You know, I might not still see the entire big picture, but it's definitely made me step back and look at its surroundings.
Well, now that you've been on the project for 5 years.
5 seasons, yeah.
Yeah, 5 seasons. How do you feel about it now?
As enthusiastic as I was when I first learned about it.
Well, I just wanted I wanted to come up and personally say thanks for putting so much creative energy into the project.
It's been my pleasure, and I appreciate the fact that you even made the trip for this.
Of course. No problem. The pleasure is really mine. Truly. So thank you, Jack.
No, thank you.